Imagine you're at a job interview and the manager says, "Tell me about a time you had to bite the bullet." Or you're chatting with a colleague who says, "Let's break the ice," and you're looking around thinking, "Where's the ice?" Idioms make your speech more natural, more fluent, more native. I'll teach you 18 essential idioms used every day. Let's begin with daily life idioms. First up, break the ice, meaning to start a conversation in an awkward or formal situation. Example, the meeting was so awkward until John broke the ice by making a funny comment. Practice. How would you break the ice on your first day at work? Next, piece of cake, meaning something very easy. Example, I thought the exam would be difficult, but it was a piece of cake. Common mistake, don't say easy like cake. That's not natural English. Alternative, that was a walk in the park. Now, under the weather, meaning feeling a little sick or unwell. Example, I'm feeling under the weather today, so I'm going to rest. Tip, this sounds more polite and professional than saying I'm sick. Next, let the cat out of the bag, meaning to accidentally reveal a secret. Example, she let the cat out of the bag about the surprise party. Spill the beans, meaning to reveal a secret, usually in a casual way. Example, come on, spill the beans. What happened at the meeting? To describe something exactly right. Example, you hit the nail on the head. The real problem is our lack of communication. To work late into the night. Example, I've been burning the midnight oil to prepare for the exam. To face a difficult situation with courage. Example, I was afraid of public speaking, but I had to bite the bullet and do it. To wish someone good luck, especially before a performance. Example, you've got an interview tomorrow? Break a leg. To joke with someone or tease them. Example, are you serious about quitting your job? Or are you just pulling my leg? To be undecided or not take a side. Example, he always sits on the fence when we talk about politics. To stay loyal in good and bad times. Example, my friends supported me through thick and thin. To be flexible and decide things as you go. Example, we're not sure what we'll do this weekend. Let's play it by ear. Disorganized or unfocused. Example, his presentation was all over the map. I couldn't follow his point. Completely in love. Example, he's head over heels for her. He can't stop talking about her. To suddenly feel nervous and back out of something. Example, she got cold feet before the wedding and started to panic. To start something new and be immediately effective or successful, we say to hit the ground running. Often used in contexts like starting a new job or project. This idiom shows high energy and productivity. Example, when she joined the team, she hit the ground running by completing 3 reports in her first week. Another idiom is to jump the gun, meaning to do something too soon or without proper timing. Don't jump the gun and send the email before you get final approval. Now, let's practice with some situations. Your friend is nervous about giving a speech. Which idiom fits? The correct answer is, don't get cold feet. You say your exam was very easy. Which idiom works here? The answer, it was a piece of cake. Lastly, if you want to explain why your team is struggling, which idiom fits best? The answer, let me hit the nail on the head. Now here's your challenge. Use 3 idioms from today in conversations this week. Remember, idioms can show your understanding of the culture. If you enjoyed this lesson, give it a like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. Keep learning and practicing, and soon you'll speak English like a native. Thanks for watching.
Imagine this. You're at a job interview and the manager says, "Tell me about a time you had to bite the bullet." You know every word individually but the meaning? A complete mystery. Or you're chatting with a colleague who says, "Let's break the ice." And you're looking around thinking, "Where's the ice? Am I supposed to smash something?" Idioms are expressions that can totally change the way you sound in English. They make your speech more natural, more fluent, more native. In this video, I'll teach you 18 essential idioms that native English speakers use every single day at work, in relationships, with friends, and online. And I'll show you how to use them correctly, with examples, so you never get lost in conversation again. By the end of this video, you'll go from sounding textbook to sounding like a confident, fluent English speaker. Let's get started. Let's begin with Daily Life Idioms 1. Break the ice. Meaning, to start a conversation in an awkward or formal situation. For example, the meeting was so awkward until John broke the ice by making a funny comment. How would you break the ice on your first day at work? Second piece of cake. Meaning, something very easy. For example, I thought the exam would be difficult, but it was a piece of cake. Common mistake. Don't say easy like cake. That's not natural English. Alternative. That was a walk in the park. 3. Under the weather. Meaning, feeling a little sick or unwell. For example, I'm feeling under the weather today, so I'm going to rest. Tip. This sounds more polite and professional than saying, I'm sick. 4th. Let the cat out of the bag. Meaning, to accidentally reveal a secret. For example, she let the cat out of the bag about the surprise party. Use this when someone spoils a surprise. 5. Spill the beans. Meaning, to reveal a secret, usually in a casual way. For example, come on, spill the beans. What happened at the meeting? It's similar to let the cat out of the bag, but more informal. Let's move on to work and social idioms 6. Hit the nail on the head. Meaning, to describe something exactly right. For example, you hit the nail on the head. The real problem is our lack of communication. Use this in meetings or when giving feedback. 7. Burn the midnight oil. Meaning, to work late into the night. For example, I've been burning the midnight oil to prepare for the exam. Alternative, pulling an all-nighter, more casual. 8. Bite the bullet. Meaning, to face a difficult situation with courage. For example, I was afraid of public speaking, but I had to bite the bullet and do it. 9. Break a leg. Meaning, to wish someone good luck, especially before a performance or presentation. For example, you've got an interview tomorrow? Break a leg. Note, saying good luck to actors is considered bad luck. Say, break a leg instead. 10. Pull someone's leg. Meaning, to joke with someone or tease them. For example, are you serious about quitting your job? Or are you just pulling my leg? Next, we have advanced native expressions to help you sound more fluent and natural. 11. Sit on the fence. Meaning, to be undecided or not take a side. For example, he always sits on the fence when we talk about politics. Use this when someone avoids giving a clear opinion. 12. Through thick and thin. Meaning, to stay loyal in good and bad times. For example, my friends supported me through thick and thin. Often used to describe close friendships and long-term relationships. 13. Play it by ear. Meaning, to be flexible and decide things as you go. For example, we're not sure what we'll do this weekend. Let's play it by ear. Use it when you don't want to make fixed plans. 14. All over the map. Meaning, disorganized or unfocused. For example, his presentation was all over the map. I couldn't follow his point. This idiom can describe messy communication or confusing plans. 15. Head over heels. Meaning, completely in love. For example, he's head over heels for her. He can't stop talking about her. Use this when talking about strong romantic feelings. 16. Get cold feet. Meaning, to suddenly feel nervous and back out of something. For example, she got cold feet before the wedding and started to panic. Often used before big decisions like marriage, job changes, or moving abroad. 17th, hit the ground running. Meaning, to start something new and be immediately effective or successful. Often used when starting a new job, project, or task. For example, when she joined the team, she hit the ground running. By the end of the first week, she had already completed 3 reports. Tip: this shows high energy, focus, and productivity from the beginning. 18. Jump the gun. Meaning, to do something too soon or before the right time. Used when someone acts before thinking or before they're supposed to. For example, don't jump the gun and send the email before getting final approval. Tip: this is a great idiom for cautioning someone to be patient or wait for the right moment. Let's practice what you've learned. I'll describe a situation, and you say the idiom aloud, or write it in the comments. Situation 1. Your friend is nervous about giving a speech. Which idiom fits? Correct answer is, don't get cold feet. Situation 2. Your exam was very easy. Which idiom works? Correct answer is, it was a piece of cake. Situation 3. You want to explain the real reason your team is struggling. Which idiom fits best? Correct answer is, let me hit the nail on the head. Situation 4. You just started a new job and were productive from day 1. Which idiom fits? Correct answer is, I hit the ground running. Situation 5. Your friend rushed to make a decision before knowing all the facts. Which idiom applies? Comment below with your own examples using today's idioms. I'll check and reply to the best ones. Correct answer is, he jumped the gun. Here's your challenge. Use 3 idioms from today's video in real conversations this week. Start with something easy, like piece of cake. It's simple, and people will notice how natural you sound. The key difference between sounding like a student and sounding like a native isn't just grammar. It's expressions like these. Idioms show that you understand the culture, not just the vocabulary. If you enjoyed this lesson, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend who still says, I'm very tired, instead of, I'm beat. Want more? Watch my next video on everyday American slang. It's linked on the screen right now. Keep learning, keep practicing, and soon you'll be speaking English like a native, confidently, fluently, and naturally. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.
So imagine, you're in a job interview and the manager says, tell me about a time you had to bite the bullet. Kind of odd, right? You know all the words, but the meaning can totally be lost on you.
Right, it's like you understand the literal words, but the real cultural meaning.
Exactly. And then there's that moment when a colleague says, let's break the ice. And you're actually wondering where the ice is supposed to come from. This is really the crux of using idioms. They transform your ordinary speech into something that sounds, like fluent, natural English.
Absolutely. And it's interesting how these idioms not only enrich your vocabulary, but also instantly give your speech that native flavor. Yeah, so much that even small nuances matter, right? Definitely. I mean, saying easy like cake just won't cut it in natural English. It's all about getting those idioms right, because they really change how you sound in a conversation. Yep, it's got that subtle professional edge to it. But isn't it intriguing how these idioms also add a layer of imagery? I mean, you can picture someone literally having a weather forecast for their body. Exactly, it's all about choosing the right idiom for the right setting. That one really nails it, no pun intended. And then there's burn the midnight oil to indicate working late. It's like the idiom paints a picture of someone literally burning oil to keep the lights on while working hard. Right, and it's exactly those kinds of phrases that can help you sound more assertive and confident in a professional setting. I see your point, but I'd say it's about balance. When used appropriately, they really emphasize your point.
True. It's like seasoning food. You don't want too much salt, right?
Absolutely, it's all about the right measure. Very neat analogy, by the way. Yeah, that one always cracks me up because it sounds so counterintuitive. Imagine if you wished someone a good luck, and they said, no thanks, I prefer to break a leg instead. It has that ironic twist. Exactly, it's playful language at its best. Yeah, and I think it's especially handy if you want to sound diplomatic or not too biased. Speaking of loyalty, through thick and thin also makes an appearance. It's such a heartwarming expression used to describe unwavering support in both good times and bad. That's the kind of spontaneity we all secretly love. Yeah, and it definitely sends a signal to the audience that clarity might be missing. True, it's much more vivid. And then there's get cold feet, which is used when someone suddenly feels too nervous to go through with something major, like a wedding or a job change. It's amazing how these figurative expressions capture complex emotions so succinctly. Interactive practice definitely makes the idiom stick. And then it showcases how corrections are given. A simple quiz-style round where you match the correct idiom to everyday situations. It's, like a mini challenge for the listener. That's a neat strategy, learning by doing, right?
Yeah, and it reinforces that sound. Not just academically correct grammar, but natural and cultural fluency. One might be tempted to just stick to simple vocabulary, but these idioms show you understand the culture behind the language.
I actually think that's a key point. It's not just about memorizing words, it's about getting the nuance. And that's what truly makes communication effective. Details matter a lot when you're learning a language. But I do feel that sometimes these idioms might, add a layer of complexity. What if someone overuses them? There might be a risk of sounding too cliché. Would you agree? True, moderation is key, yeah. And that invitation to interact really cements the learning process. Yep, I really appreciate that interactive bit. It makes everything more tangible. It's like you're learning live from practice rather than just theory. Yep, it's about embracing the culture behind the words. Absolutely. Not to mention that they make the language more fun. I mean, who wouldn't want to say piece of cake when referring to an easy task or burning the midnight oil during a really long work night? Right, they add that human touch. Yeah, it really creates a vibe of natural dialogue. And if you feel a bit hesitant, remember, it's all about practice. The more you use these phrases, the more natural they'll become. Before you know it, you'll sound just like a confident native speaker. That's solid advice. And hey, if you ever get stuck wondering what to say, just think back to scenarios, like that job interview or the meeting example, and let those idioms guide you. Indeed, they do. Absolutely, it's all about being confident and clear.
Thanks for the chat. Here's to speaking English like a native, confidently, fluently, and naturally. Keep practicing, and soon you'll find that these idioms are not just phrases, but a part of who you are as a communicator.